Well, with the World Cup starting tomorrow, obviously, I promise you to bring you my World Cup predictions, right? And obviously gonna be coming in through to obviously tell you my top 5 teams that I think can go on and obviously win the World Cup. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Mexico is opening up the World Cup with a side known as South Africa, like it was in 2010 in South Africa. Obviously, it was Mexico and South Africa in there for you. So we obviously gonna be coming out and obviously talking about my favorite teams, and I think I'll come up and obviously do the needful and really tell you the groups where these teams are in. Now, in number five, I go with the team known as Portugal. Portugal is one of those teams that went ahead to obviously catch my eye as they head into this World Cup. Obviously, they are one of the favorites, and on my list, they are the fifth favorites to come in through and obviously win. They are placed in Group K with DR Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Obviously, they are obviously gonna get out of this group comfortably. I tell you, they'll comfortably get out of this group. I tell you, they will comfortably get out of this group because they do have all what it takes. When you look at the squad they're really having, from the defense to the midfield to the attack, oh my God, it's only one thing that has gone ahead to obviously make me put them into the fifth position because of the manager they do have, because I don't believe in Martinez. I don't think that he's the manager to take Portugal to the World Cup, and I think Portugal deserved better. You know, they would have gone ahead to look around and got in an experienced manager who has ever gone ahead to do this. But when you look at their goalkeeper, Diego Costa, top class, Diego Dallo and João Cancelo as the right backs, whoever they start, I have no problem with any. Left back Nuno Mendes, I think right now is the best left back in the world. A central defense, you'll talk about Diaz leading it to the fullest. I tell you, they are really great. They do have Silva in there for you and very many others. So that defense department is also sorted. And now, where the magic will happen, the midfield. Sir Alex Ferguson has always told us that games of football are won and lost in the midfield. You understand? They do have Vitinha. They do have João Pedro. They do have, I think, Paulinho. They do have Bruno Fernandes. You know, they do have lots of people that have gone ahead, obviously coming through and obviously put out a very huge shift in there for you. So when we go to the attackers, you know, that's where you bring in the Bernardo Silvas of this world. You understand? The Bernardo Silvas of this world, you know? The Kendes, you know? So they really do have a very good squad. Bruno Fernandes, you understand? Another player that you have to obviously look at and really understand that indeed they are a side that has gone ahead to obviously do the needful. Now, when you look at their squad as Portugal that they went ahead to put out in there for you, you know, they do have the defenders Nuno Mendes, Diego Dallo, João Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Goncalo Inacio, another one, Antonio Silva, I hinted on him, and Thomas Araujo. Those are the defenders. Midfielders Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, and Ruben Neves in there for you, meaning that Paulinho was left out in there for you. Now, Ruben Neves, another one who we have to give a lot of attention to detail too. Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm talking about the attackers. Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Leão, Pedro Neto, Francisco Conceição, another one to watch. João Felix, that is it. Goncalo Ramos and Pedro Goncalves. That World Cup squad is really elite. It can obviously do the needful. But my worry is all about its manager. To me, its manager is the problem, but the rest is really very much okay with me. And Ronaldo is going to be a huge highlight because I don't think that he'll come back to play the next World Cup. Is he 41 years of age? Let me check. Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is 41 years of age. Next World Cup he will be 45. I don't think that he'll ever come back. Now, they have to do it for Ronaldo. Remember, in the World Cup of 2022 that was in Qatar, I told you it was that World Cup that was obviously going to be deciding who is the true GOAT. Who was the GOAT in what we call the side of football. And I told you that this World Cup is between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. But I'm not going to be making that statement again because I don't think that this World Cup is between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. I think if Morocco never knocked out Portugal, FIFA would have gone ahead to get out their most wanted final, Portugal versus Argentina in there for you. So that is Portugal in number 5. We go to number 4. Number 4, I'm obviously gonna go in for the World Cup finalists that never went ahead to win it. I'm talking about France. I've already told you France is a tournament team, and from 2018 when they won it, they went ahead to play in the final of 2022, and they are a side that you cannot rule out. I tell you, they are a side that you cannot rule out when it comes to the World Cup because they've gone ahead to put in a very huge shift. Now, their manager has the experience, that is it. Secondly, they do have players that have auditioned at different World Cups there for you. From 2018, you see the Mbappes, the N'Golo Kantes, and those that played in 2022. And now there are those that have not featured in any of the World Cups that they've gone ahead to obviously take. Now, people like William Saliba, right? I think he's one of those that has gone ahead to come to the World Cup. When you look at their squad, goalkeepers, Mike Mignan, Brice Samba, and Robin Riza. That is it. Defenders, Lucas Digne, Malo Gusto, Lucas Hernandez, Theo Hernandez, these are brothers, Ibrahim Konate, Jules Konde, William Saliba, Dayot Upamecano, and Max Lacroix. Those are the defenders. Now, midfielders, there is N'Golo Kante, Manu Kone, Adrian Rabiot, Orion Chomini, and Warren Zaire-Emery from PSG. Now, attackers, they do have Magnez Akloche, Bradley Bacola, Ryan Chaki, Osman Dembele, Desire Doe, Jean-Philippe Mateta, Kylian Mbappe, Michael Olise, and Matthias Makathuram in there for you. That team you see there can win the World Cup. I tell you, France, with Kylian Mbappe, Osman Dembele, Ryan Chaki, for me, one of those players that is obviously going to showcase and everyone will obviously get amazed about him. They're really great players. So, my fourth favorite to win the World Cup is France. And there is no way you'll come out and obviously rule out a team known as France when it comes to winning things like this. Auditioning at the World Cup twice auditioning at the World Cup in the 2 consecutive outings. And they're in the final. They won one and lost one. And they lost the other one on penalties. Obviously, there is no way you can come up and obviously rule out what they've gone ahead to do in there for you. So, the side of France is my fourth favorite. That is it. My third favorite. France is in a group. Let me read you the group of France. There is Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. France will be playing against Senegal. If you remember the World Cup of 2002, when France came in through as defending champions, with one of the deadliest attackers, they came in with 4 forwards, and all those 4 forwards, I think, had gone ahead to score 20 goals plus in their leagues. Thierry Henry, Djibril Cissé, Trezeguet was there. And who else was there? What's Sylvain Viltot? There was another one that was really another deadly assassin for France, but they found themselves not even getting out of the group stages. Now, they're coming through and they're in Group I with Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. Norway that has the likes of Martin Odegaard in there for you, and Erling Haaland will obviously be showcasing in here for you. So that's exactly where France is, and I tell you, they are my fourth favorites. Now, my third favorites are the World Cup reigning champions. That is Argentina. By the way, in the World Cup history, it's only two teams that have gone ahead to obviously defend the World Cup. It's Italy and Brazil. You understand? So, Argentina stands a chance to obviously come out and obviously defend the World Cup in this new era of the World Cup. And if Lionel Messi goes ahead to do it, he'll be one of those people or players that will obviously certify the debate of who is the GOAT. Because this time round, when he won the World Cup, many went ahead to agree, but many are still outside there as doubting Thomases on whether he's the real GOAT or not. But I tell you, Lionel Messi is the GOAT, unless otherwise football is not meant for you. But I love Cristiano Ronaldo. I support Man United, you understand? And I was a staunch Ronaldo fan, and I'm still. And I really used to argue a lot that Ronaldo is better than Lionel Messi. But for the years I've seen Lionel Messi, I went ahead to obviously acknowledge Lionel Messi as the GOAT. Ronaldo is also a GOAT, but the GOAT of all GOATs is Lionel Messi. That is it. So, Lionel Messi comes into this World Cup, by the way, looking more fresh. If you watched him coming through for his cameo against Northern Ireland, where his first touch, his first shot at goal resulted into a goal, he looked really fresh. Got injured. Many were shocked that he won't obviously showcase, but he came in through and obviously put out a very huge shift into that outing in America. You understand? I'm talking about Lionel Messi. Now, Lionel Messi and Argentina have really put out a very competitive squad. I tell you, their squad is really very shocking. There is an inclusion of a youngster that I've always gone ahead to talk about here on this channel, if you've been following up, known as Nico Paz. Nico Paz is a deadly striker. A deadly forward. And I think he's another reason as to why Argentina has gone ahead to find themselves into this position. Now, let's go to the World Cup squad of Argentina. They do have Juan Mosso, Emiliano Martinez, and Jadimo Rulli. Defenders, Leandro Berardi, Nicolas Tagliafico, Gonzalo Montiel, Lisandro Martinez, Christian Romero, Nicolas Otamendi, Facundo Medina, and then Molina. Almost all these players featured at the World Cup edition in Qatar. Midfielders, Leandro Paredes, Rodrigo de Paul, Valentino Bacco, who scored yesterday, I think the Open against Northern Ireland, Giovanni Lo Celso, Palacios, McAllister, and Enzo Fernandez. And I think out of these midfielders called, most of them featured. I think Bacco never really came up, and I think did Celso feature? But for Bacco, I think this is going to be his first World Cup edition. Then attackers, Nicolas Gonzalez, Thiago Almada, Giuliano Simeone, Nico Paz, and Lautaro Martinez, and then Lionel Messi. You understand? So, you'll obviously get to know what this team is all about. I tell you, there is even Lautaro Martinez, So, it is a team that has gone ahead to obviously come to defend the World Cup, and they have all the minerals, they have all the ingredients to come in here and defend it. Don't look any further. Don't overlook Argentina. They can come back and defend the World Cup, but they're my third favorites to win the World Cup. Now, my second favorites are obviously Spain. Spain are my second favorites to come in through and obviously win the World Cup. Spain went ahead to name a squad of Unai Simon, David Raya, and Juan Garcia. You understand? Then defenders, Cucurella, Grimaldo, Kubasi, Laporte, Pubil, Eric Garcia, Marcus Llorente, and Pedro Porro. That is Spain for you. Midfielders, Pedri, Fabian, Luis, Zubimendi, Gavi, Rodrigo, Alex Biena, and Mikel Merino in there for you. Attackers, Ozabayal, Dani Olmo, Nico Williams, Yeremi Pino, Ferran Torres, Bojan Iglesias, then Victor Munoz, and Lamine Yamal. Now, that Spain team is one of the best footballing teams in the world. And they've gone ahead to build another era that has gone ahead to come in through and obviously dominate world football. I tell you, in 2010, before they came to the World Cup, they are a time that they are a side that went ahead to obviously win the Euros. I think of 2008, right? And then they went ahead to obviously come and win the World Cup. I think they went ahead to come and win the Euros again. But World Cup 2014, it's Germany that went ahead to win it in there for you. Now, Spain have gone ahead to win the Euros. Remember, they beat England by 2-1, in the finals, you remember. Now, they are coming to the World Cup, and they are my second favorites to come in through and obviously lift this trophy. I tell you, they are a good side. They are a good side, I tell you, and it's really going to be one of the teams that I think will win the World Cup, and they'll compete favorably, and they'll put out a very huge showcase in there for you. Now, let's go to my favorites. My top favorites to win the leagues, to win the World Cup, might shock everyone, but it's Brazil. I tell you, Brazil are my top favorites to win the World Cup. Now, Brazil has always gone ahead to be one of those teams that have come up with good squads at the World Cup and good players, but they've always lacked leadership in there for you. And I think now they do have a leader in a manager. That is it. That is Carlo Don Ancelotti, a man who has gone ahead to win very many trophies all over the world, and he's one of the most celebrated coaches in football. Now, he goes to a tournament where he needs to play close to 8-10 games to win it. That is it. And he has done it at the club level, and now he's having the creme de la creme of the Brazilian national team. Now, who are the goalkeepers he called? Alisson Becker, Ederson, and Weverton. Becker Alisson is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. That is it. Now, defenders, Alexandro, Bremer, Danilo, Douglas Santos, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ibanez, Leo Pereira, Marquinhos, and Wesley, who was really injured, and the manager's gone ahead to call in for Ederson, who is now a United player. Midfielders, Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes, Fabinho, Lucas Paqueta, and Danilo Santos. Attackers, Endrick, Gabriel Martinelli, Theo Hernandez coming in through in there to put in a very huge shift for the side of Brazil. Let me try to obviously put out the squad of Brazil in there for you. And we do have Gabriel Martinelli, Igor Thiago, who has gone ahead to score close to 20 goals in the Premier League. Luis Hernandez in there for, Igor Thiago, Luis Henrique in there for you. I think he plays in Russia. Matheus Cunha, Man United. Neymar Jr. in there for you. He needs no further explanation. Rafinha from Barcelona. Vinicius Jr. and Ryan. And I think this one might be coming in through from the Brazilian league, because in every World Cup, they obviously choose out one player to obviously take to do the needful. Now, that squad, when you look at all those players, what crosses your mind? I tell you, when you talk about their levels, I've gone ahead to see people say this is one of the weakest squads Brazil has gone to take the World Cup. And I'm like, what the fuck? Brazil is going into this World Cup with one of the best goalkeepers in the world. By the way, two, Alisson and Ederson. Right. when you look at their central defense, they do have Marquinhos, one of the best right-sided centre-back, and they do have Gabriel Magalhaes, one of the best left-sided centre-backs in the world. Now, that speaks volumes to what they'll obviously showcase. That is it. Now, when you go to the midfield, they do have two of the best CDMs, Casemiro and Bruno Guimaraes. You understand? And you can come in through for your combined 11, and Brazil can see these players get into your combined 11, I tell you. When you go to the forwards, no one doubts, when you look at their front three, Neymar will play as a 10. Now, if you know Neymar in his number 10 role, I don't think that if he's fit, there is a better number 10 amongst other number 10s in the World Cup. That is it. Then you can talk about Vinicius Jr. I think him and Kivisha Kvaratskhelia are the best left forwards in the world. Rafinha is one of the best right forwards in the world, and that's what you're really underestimating. And Igor Thiago, for me, is a deadly striker. Scoring 21 goals in the Premier League doesn't come cheap. You understand? So people are looking at that Brazilian squad and they're really saying it's not really good. But for me, they are my favorites to lift the World Cup this coming edition, I tell you. So I think other predictions will come in later. Top scorers, I think I'll obviously come and shoot this later in the day. Midfielders, defenders, and let me talk about the dark horses. My dark horses, I think that should be a different video altogether. For the dark horses, I'll do a video because this video is now 22 minutes. So that's what I had for you. My favorites are Brazil. I don't know who your favorites are to win the World Cup. Please go into the comments section. Let me know who your favorites are to lift the World Cup. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out. Bye-bye.